Okay, fantastic. So we're going to start by taking a series of deep breaths. So I invite you, one, to just plant your feet firmly on the floor, and you can
Okay.
close your eyes or soften your gaze, whatever is comfortable.
Okay. Oops. Sorry.
You're good. Don't worry about it. So we're going to go ahead and take the first deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to just relax your body, loosen your jaw, relax your shoulders and your hips. And the next deep breath in. On this exhale, you're going to open your energy, trust, and surrender. And the last deep breath. On this exhale, you can imagine inviting in your loved ones, whoever you're hoping is going to come forward and join us today. I am setting my intention to connect with infinite intelligence, with the universe, with spirit, with my spirit guides and higher self and my loved ones passed over, and Michelle's spirit guides and higher self and her loved ones passed over. I'm setting my intention to receive information clearly, concisely, and accurately, to relay it to Michelle in a way that she understands so that she may have meaningful and impactful messages for her highest and best good. Okay, so this is crazy because right away I'm seeing like plaid or flannel. Like it was interesting when I was saying my intention, it felt like they were starting to line up. And what was coming forward was definitely a man. And it's like he was starting to show me like his shirt, and the pattern of the shirt seemed to be like a plaid. I want to say flannel, but I don't know if it was like heavyweight. But does this make sense to you?
I don't know.
A
I
man,
don't.
a man that you would have known that's passed over that this would have been something that was identifiable to you because this is the first thing they're showing me.
Was it an older man or a younger man?
So I'm not there yet. So hold on.
Okay,
Let
okay.
me let me bear
Okay,
with.
well, yeah,
Okay.
well, that's interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So come on in, sir. It's so nice to see you. Oh, it's so interesting. Oh, okay. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Sorry, I just love doing this. So, okay. He definitely is an older man, but he's coming in looking younger. And it's almost like it feels like he's coming in dressed in like 40s or 50s like clothes. And so he definitely is wearing denim, but they're cuffed. And like he's saying it was the fashion. He's saying like this was very fashionable at the time. Do you feel like you know who this is?
It might be my grandfather, but I don't know. I was very young when he passed, so I
Okay.
don't know. Or my uncle, I'm not
So
sure.
so his hair is like really well kept and like short and kind of like parted, and I don't know if they use like grease or like they probably didn't have gel, but like it's oh my God, he's very much like oh my God, this is so funny. His personality is just like, yeah, I was a big deal. He's like, yeah, I was hot stuff. Like he just has this, he spent a lot of time like focused on like what he looked like. Um, thank you. And he's saying like, yeah, and he pulled it off really well. Thank you so much. And what else would you like to share with us? Tell us more about who you are so Michelle understands who you are. Um, okay, so he's actually brought me immediately to some jewelry that he's wearing or he used to wear, and it does feel like there's like a necklace with like a cross on it. Does that make sense to you?
No.
Okay. All right. Please share something that will help Kelly know who you are.
I'm sorry.
Um, oh yes, I'm so
You
sorry.
were
I
just
just
with
met
Kelly.
with
No, I know
Kelly.
you were just
That's
with
so
Kelly. I
funny. Oh
know.
my God. I'm
Oh,
so
maybe it's
sorry.
Kelly's dad. I don't know. Who knows? Because I did
Oh,
love him.
that's fascinating too. Would he have been of this
Yeah.
era? Would he have been like from like 40s,
What
50s? Would he have been like a young man in that time?
probably, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Because that
Maybe,
was a
but maybe
total
young, young,
subliminal
young.
slip. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Please Tell us more, so Michelle will know who you are. Mm. Okay, so he's kind of just thrown his like jacket over his shoulder and he's kind of like holding it. Okay, we understand you're very fashionable. Tell us more about what is the relationship between you and Michelle? Okay, so it does feel like it's on your dad's side, and it does feel like it's two generations back. So is this the grandfather that you had in mind?
Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's sort of what is coming through.
Yeah.
Thank you. What else can you share? Oh,
Okay.
okay. So he's showing me himself as like in his older years. So it does feel like you met, but you were like little because he's showing me him walking and he's holding your hand, but you're like a toddler. I mean, I'm going to say 18 months, 2 years old, and he's like kind of having to bend down to hold your hand. Does this make sense to you in terms of the age disparity?
Yes, and I just thought of a photo of us, and he's wearing a plaid shirt in this photo. It's my dad holding me and my grandfather, and I'm like,
I
so I'm
love when
so
that happens.
yay!
Okay, so so now that we know who this is, what did you use to call him or what is he to you? Like, yeah, how would
So
you
I
refer
was
to him?
like 2 when he passed. He was my grandfather, and my mom used to say I was his favorite grandchild. I don't know if that's true, but he loved me
So he
so much.
literally just said it's true. Oh my God, this is so cute. Okay, so can I call him grandfather or like I don't know, also like Pappy or Poppy is coming through? I have no idea.
I don't, yeah, I don't know that I was really speaking. So whatever he wants to be called is what we'll call him. How about that?
Okay. Well,
Grandpa, but
grandfather,
whatever.
thank
Yeah.
you so much for coming. He doesn't like grandfather, honestly. So I don't, do you know if
Okay,
other
we'll
people
call him
called him
whatever.
something? Other people in your
I
family?
don't I don't
What
I
what
don't
was his first
I don't
name?
um shit. I know his name. James.
Jim. Oh, okay.
Jim
Okay.
Coolidge,
So
yeah.
we're gonna call you Grandpa Jim. Oh, he likes that much
Okay.
better. He did not like
Oh,
grandfather. He
good.
said it was way too
Okay.
stuffy, way too uptight. Okay, thank you
Yeah.
so much. And he's so excited that you got the plaid. He's like, hello. It's really,
I
really
love that
funny.
picture. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What else can you share with Michelle more about you and your life and experiences that would also, just further help her understand that this is you? So he's showing. Okay. I don't know if I should go here. This is always interesting because I'm like, I don't know if these are family secrets. He's showing me a woman, but then he's showing me like several women. So I don't know if he was married or divorced or if he was known to maybe have a couple women. Do you know any of this?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I had one grandmother and I don't know his habits, but I also don't judge. I wouldn't,
Yeah.
would-
Totally. Yeah. Oh, there's no judgment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he did show me a woman who was older and she was kind of wearing like kind of like a house dress and like an apron and she was in the kitchen and she definitely looked grandmotherly, like she was older and she was busying about the kitchen. But then he kind of showed some other women and he's kind of saying it was just flirtatious fun, but he does feel like he
Oh.
had the personality that he would have been a little flirty, especially with like how full of himself he was. So that's really coming through. He's literally laughing. Like he doesn't even mind that we're calling him out. He is fully like he's not in denial about this. Okay, Grandpa Jim, what else can you share with us for Michelle? Oh, so he did say that that your grandma was his one love. And
Oh, that's so
he's
good.
actually showing me them like in their earlier years. Like she is much younger. It almost feels like it's a wedding photo or it's like a photo of like engagement or when they were first dating, but he's like holding her face in his hands and just like
Oh.
the love between them. And how adoringly he's like there's no one that could have ever taken her place and he's even saying something about like she knew that she kind of put up with his flirtatious tendencies
Yeah.
because she knew that like there was nothing. It was just for fun. And there was like no one that was ever gonna like take her place. And
Yeah.
he really wanted to actually set the record straight. So
Oh, that's
thank
so
you.
good.
Thank you, Grandpa Jim. What else would you like to share with us? So he's showing a wheelchair. This is interesting. Are you in the wheelchair? It's interesting because at one moment he was pushing the wheelchair and then he was sitting in the wheelchair. It does feel like he did live to be in old age and he had some mobility issues towards the end of his life. Does that make sense to you? I know you
I
weren't old enough, but
I was like two, so he I don't
yeah.
know, but I think he went suddenly with a heart attack or something, but I think he maybe had
Oh.
heart problems, so it's possible.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it definitely feels like he just kind of was slowing down, right? If that makes sense. Like he was kind of slowing everything down in his life. Thank you. What else are you trying to say? Oh, this is interesting. So he is showing a sudden death and he wants to share with you that wow, this is really beautiful. That his passing was incredible is what he's showing.
Really?
Yeah, he's just like it was like 1 minute he was here and then he was in the spirit world and he just said he's like it's so beautiful over here and he's kind of oh this is interesting. It's kind of like bringing back to like his upbringing or his religion or his understanding of religion where he's like he's saying that like they really don't give it credit is what he's saying, right? Like don't they don't really explain how wonderful it is. But he's also saying that he sort of knows why people wouldn't want to be here if they really knew how amazing it was there. So there's
Oh,
some reason that he just wants to share this with you. And what he's showing me is sort of like again, it's sort of like a clap, and then it was like and it was like radiant light just like exploding is what he's
wow.
showing from this moment of like his transition, which is just so beautiful. Thank you
Wow.
so much for sharing that. What else would you like to share with Michelle? Oh, he now has your face in his hands, but it is you like throughout the years. And he's just saying that he's around you all the time. Do you sense him? I don't know. I know you didn't know him, but
Maybe. Yeah, I kind of feel like there's something around, so that's
yeah.
good to know.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's again, he's just he's so he has such deep love for you. And again, there's something really special about the two of you. So I love that you've heard stories about this, but he said that he's he wished he had had more time here with you, but he said, "Oh, this is so sweet." He said, but over there he's had a front row seat to your whole life.
Oh,
Yeah. And he's
wow.
literally just sort of like showing, like cradling your face, like with such love and like such like admiration and awe for you. And it's interesting because what he's showing is like your face is changing, like you're growing up, but he's saying he's always been there for you.
Oh my God.
And he wants you to know that because he said that you don't often have like hard times, but he's like you need to know that you're not alone and that he is always supporting you from his front row seat is what he's saying.
Wow.
Yeah, really
That's
amazing.
incredible. Wow, thank you. Oh,
Do you
that's
have
so.
any questions for him?
Ah. So did he know that my mom felt when he passed? Does that make sense?
Wait, say it one more time.
Does he know that my mom felt it when he passed? Like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, totally. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, this is so interesting. So that is a hard yes. And this would have been her father-in-law, right?
yes, yes.
Okay, yes. Okay. So it's so funny because he's bringing back what he was sharing about his experience where it was like a clap and then it was like, and he's even saying it's like a sonic boom. Like you, when you transition, that's what the experience is like. But what he's saying is, yes, of course, loved ones that are it's so funny. He's saying paying attention, but it's almost like just in tune would have felt it because it sends a shock wave through the universe energetically.
Yeah.
So he's like, yes, of course. And he also had a really special relationship with your mom. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
They
my
were thick.
God.
Yeah.
Okay, I have chills, and this is actually making sense. Um, there's something about you that's very similar to your mom. Does that make sense?
My face. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what he's saying is that the reason that he was so in love with you and you were his favorite is because he felt like he was witnessing your mom when she was a little kid, which he obviously didn't experience. And so
Yeah.
there's something like really special where he just had a really, again, deep love for your mom. Um, oh, this is so interesting. I just want to let him speak on this about your mom. Please, Jim. So now he's saying I have to call him Jim. Did she call him Jim?
I think she called him Dad or Jim.
Did
I'm
she
not
call him
sure. Yeah.
Dad? Oh my
Something like
God,
that.
that's so
Yeah.
cute. Okay, so he doesn't want me to call him Grandpa because we're talking now about your mom and him.
Okay.
And he's just saying, again, almost of like a really deep love. He had a lot of respect for her. He just really like, oh wow, it's really deep. Like I'm feeling it head to toe. Please give me more about this relationship. Oh, oh, something about her taking care of his son, your dad. Does
Dad.
that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah. It does.
He just really felt he so loved your mom, he respected her, he admired her, and he felt safe for his son. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It does.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And so that he is pulling in how you reminded him of her. And so when you were born, he's even saying it felt like an out of body experience where he felt like it was her and obviously it was you, but it was just it was oh, he's saying it was like you entered the love triangle. And this is just like deep love, deep respect, right? That he had this for your mom, but all of a sudden you came and you just slurped into that energy, like that beautiful energy that like was shared between them, that you kind of came into that too. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I didn't realize that, but yeah, because
Yeah.
I was so little, I didn't really know him.
No, you wouldn't, yeah, right. You wouldn't have, but that was like what was going on. But you were feeling and sensing, like, right? I mean, you might not have memories, but okay, thank you so much, Jim. What
Oh,
else would you like
yeah.
to share? Mm. Okay, so he's saying there's someone else here, and he's bringing forward a woman, and she definitely lived to old age because she is walking forward like very gingerly, very slowly. She
Mhm.
almost feels like she's small, or maybe she's even like bent over. Does this make sense to you? Okay. Oh, and so he's literally like escorting her in. Thank you so much, Jim. Thank you. We're going to let you go. And he's just stepping back. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, so the energy is totally different now. So her
Okay.
energy is very calm. Um, she's very quiet. She's not offering anything yet. Oh
Okay.
my God. But she's like really funny underneath. Like, I don't know, she's coming in like really quiet, but she's like really funny and kind of silly. I don't know. Does this ring a bell for who this is?
Yeah, it could be one of two people I was hoping to talk to, so hopefully it's one of them.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me try to get some more information from her.
Okay.
Hello. Thank you so much. I love that you're like multi-layered with this calm quietness, but this really silly. She's even saying mischievous. She like kind of was proud of like this little goofy mischievous side of her. Does this make sense?
Yeah, yeah, it could be either one. I don't know which one it is
Nope,
yet.
that's okay. All right. So Michelle is unsure of who you are. Can you please share something so she will better know who you are? All right. She's bringing me down to her shoes. I don't know. And they are, oh my gosh, I want to say old lady shoes. And she's kind of like She's like, play nice is what she just said to me. But they
Oh,
look like old lady shoes. Like they have like a little heel and they're kind of a pointed toe and they kind of lace up. Like to me, they're like a little bit old fashioned. So I
oh.
don't know of the two people you're thinking of if one was like an older generation than the other, or were
Yes.
they peers?
No, I'm thinking of my mother or my grandmother. Right. One of the two.
Okay. Okay, so I don't think your mom would have worn these shoes, but
No.
let's go. Let's just go with it. Okay. Thank you. What else can you share so Michelle knows who you are? Oh, she's like wrapping you in like a giant hug. And so I don't know if this is the message or if this is part of like what she would have done and what you would have remembered and experienced. And she said, she's saying like arms for days. Like it just felt like she like, does this make sense to you? She like enveloped you. Like she like brought you into her. Does this make
Oh,
sense?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. What else can you share? Mm. Okay, so she's saying grandma. She's also saying like Ruth or the letter R. I have no idea if that has any significance.
Holy shit, that's my mom's stepmom. Like that's not the grandmother I was thinking of at all. Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah. And
Well,
I don't think my
I
mom and her got along. I don't think she was nice, but I'm glad she's
oh,
here. I don't think she was nice
interesting.
to anyone. Yeah.
Well, so I again, sometimes there could be two spirits coming in and I have to like separate them.
Yeah.
So if the hug resonated with the other grandma, yeah.
I do remember getting a really big hug from Ruth when we were having
Mm.
like a rough family time. So I do remember that. And it was like just
Oh,
this big, so that probably was her. Yeah.
okay. So let's stick with Grandma Ruth because it feels like that's who we have. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, I know that's a surprise.
Yeah, that's
She's actually
shocking,
really,
actually.
yeah, she's actually really funny right now because this I don't even think is something that would make sense in her time frame, but she's literally taking like the needle on the record and she's like scratching it and she's like record scratch. So she's being like really funny about and she again, she's a little mischievous. So it feels like she kind of snuck in here to like spice it up.
Oh, that's so funny and unexpected.
Okay. Grandma Ruth, um, what else would you like to share with Michelle? Mm. So she's coming back to that hug and she's coming back to she wants you to know that the way you felt when that happened, kind of like this feeling of shutting out the outside world, like almost for a moment like everything outside of that energy that she was surrounding you with like didn't matter, it melted away. She's saying that that is always here for you
Oh,
and she's encouraging you to tap into that. And she said that all right, this is really beautiful, but she's saying that you don't always have to be strong and sometimes you're kind of like marching and you're just like gritting your teeth and you're like "Ugh," and she's like it's okay to kind of come into the energy of that hug and she's saying like pulling the blinds on the outside world. She said it's actually really important for you to do that because it's going into like an inner space of like respite. Like sometimes you need a break and she's saying you're so strong and she admires your strength, but she's saying it you don't have to be strong all the time. Does this make sense to you?
yes, it does. It
Yeah,
does.
it's a really beautiful message.
Yeah.
Do you have
I
any
forgot about
question for
that
Grandma
hug.
Ruth?
No, just thank you. I'd forgotten about that hug, but that totally brought me back to, and that's what it was. It was such a like a long, strong bear hug, and literally,
You
and nothing
melted.
happened during that
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. So whatever's going on for you, she is loud and clear, even though she is a little bit mischievous sneaking in here. She's actually talking about how she cut the line. She's so funny because honestly, when I was doing
Cut the
my
line.
intention, there were souls lining up. And she's literally like, I cut the line. She's so funny. Oh my God.
Oh my God, that is so fun.
Yes. All right. So let me just thank her. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much, Grandma Ruth. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for bringing beautiful messages and love and support for Michelle. Okay, so you're gonna laugh, but she's turned around and she's literally tap dancing out. Like she's literally like doing this, like on the way out. She's like really kind of a silly person. I don't
Oh my
know.
God, that's so funny.
Yeah, so funny. All right, well, that about wraps up our time. I'm so grateful and so thankful. Oh my God, no, we have so much more time.
Oh, good. I was
Oh,
gonna say,
that's
oh my
so
gosh. Yeah, I
weird.
hope there's more people coming.
Oh no, this is so strange. Oh my God, the whole line is like, yay. But you know what? I
What?
feel like Grandma Ruth is totally tricking us because
Oh,
I was like, oh yeah, we're done. And like, no, she's a trickster. You have to look that up. There's something about her with being mischievous. All right.
okay.
Thanks, Grandma Ruth. Thanks. You're totally throwing me for a loop. Okay, so she's tap danced out. So let me just see who is coming through next. Hmm. Okay, so we have another woman
Okay.
and she's elderly and she is showing me directly her hair. She has all white hair and it feels like it's kind of like nicely done, like kind of like into some sort of a bob. She's very proud of the way it looks. And she's coming through, unlike Jim, she's coming through looking older. And so she's like, oh yeah, she maintained
Yeah.
her and she's kind of like this. She's sophisticated and she's like really, does this make sense to you?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hello. Come on forward. Um, so it feels like she has big energy. Not necessarily that she was like cuckoo, like blah, 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 but like she demands respect. It's like she walked in the room and everyone would be like, all right, we need to like be on our best behavior. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming. I promise you we're on our best behavior now that Ruth is gone. She's actually kind of did not like Ruth. Does this make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's actually sort of irritated that she like cut her in line and
Yeah.
she's kind of peeved that she came and she jostled all up the energy because she kind of wants to bring us back to like prim and proper is what's coming through. Does this make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you know who this is
I
yet?
think it's my mom. I think so.
Oh my God. Okay, mom.
I hope so.
Oh. So she just sort of like went like this, but I'm going to ask her for some more confirmation.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, mom, thank you so much for coming. Michelle is clearly super excited to connect with you. What else can you share so that she knows that this is you? Okay. I just tell you what they're showing me, but she's showing me shoelaces and like tying a shoe. So I'm gonna keep it going.
Okay.
Okay, what else can you share? Did she teach you to tie shoelaces?
Oh, I'm sure she did. She taught me a
Okay.
lot of things.
Okay. Oh, she's actually saying yes, I did. She's totally
Yes.
fully taking credit. Okay, what else can you share? Did she teach you to swim?
Yes, she
Okay,
did.
because she's just like so now she's laying out all the things she taught you. So she's literally just shown us we're in the water. It looks like someone's wearing like a white swim cap. Like this is kind of interesting. Okay, what else can you share, Mom? Hmm. Ah, she's like so interesting. She's very a layered person. Does this make sense to you?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So she kind of wanted to show me a scene of her laughing, but then she like brought it down really fast. So it seems like
Um,
once in a while she would like have a big laugh, but then she would almost like pull it back in. Like, does
yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's what she showed. Like it was fully in love and like light that she was like let out a big laugh, but then like that was not really her. Like she had that beautiful love and joy within her, but she kind of like kept it reeled in. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know now that it's her? Would you like some more evidence?
Maybe just a little bit more evidence. I
Yeah,
just want to.
no problem. Yeah. All right, Mom. Can you give us some more evidence that you are Michelle's mom and maybe a shared memory? Okay, so she's immediately showing me what looks like a Christmas tree inside, and she's showing decorating a tree. Oh, this was a really important memory for her, maybe for you, because I'm getting waves of nostalgia and like some sadness. And it's something about being careful with putting the decorations on the tree. Um, and again, she wasn't like mean. She's saying she held everything with care. And there
She
was
did.
just a certain way that things needed to be done. And you just
Yeah.
needed to be delicate. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does. It does. It does.
And she's sort of actually showing that she might have even at some point, maybe when you were younger, like even taken your hand and like put on the decorations together where she
Mhm.
wanted you to do it, but she wanted you to do it her way, which was
Yeah.
in this very delicate, very, again, she's just like, this is like her air. And does
Yes.
this make sense to
Yes.
you?
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's my mom.
Oh my God, Mom. Okay, so she's kind of funny. She's like, tone it down. Okay, I know. I'm very excitable. Okay, Mom, thank you so much for coming through. What else would you like to share with Michelle? Okay, so she's actually instantly taken me to a sunset and it looks like it's over the water or like near a beach or something and the sun is setting and it looks like it's the two of you and I don't know if this is real or if this is like a metaphor or something but she's bringing us to this point for the two of you. She wants to say thank you. I don't know
Oh,
if you helped her with the end of her life, but it's something about the sun setting and she's just saying thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Does this make sense to you?
yeah. And yeah, I felt bad about it. Like I was not as sweet because she was ill. And I'm like, just do what you're supposed to do and you'll be
No.
better. And no. And
Oh, she's actually laughing because she's saying all you did was give her a taste of her own medicine because she kind of was a little bit like that to you sometimes. Does this make sense?
yeah.
So she's sort of laughing. She's like, don't feel bad about it at all. She has nothing but deep gratitude for you as the sun was setting for her. And she's just showing, again, whether this was real or this is a metaphor, but she's showing the two of you sitting together. It's really beautiful because it's really her watching her own sun setting, but you're with her. And she said that companionship at the end, she said was really, really important to her. And she's saying it was priceless. Does this make
Oh my
sense?
God. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, like really, really incredible. Thank you so much, Mom. What else do you have to share? So she's taking your hand and she's like taking your hand, but then she's also like stroking the top of your hand with her other hand. And she's looking in your eyes and she's just saying that she loves you so much and
Oh,
she's so proud of you. And she said, you're doing so good. And she's also saying that she knows it can be hard sometimes. Um, and now she's funny because she's saying this might not have been advice I'd give when I was there, but now she's like, now that I understand everything, she's like, it's okay to let go. She's just saying it's okay to loosen up. She's actually saying it's okay to be a little messy in your life. And she's saying that she knows she didn't necessarily do that, but now she has this bigger perspective. And some of the things that she put focus on are not actually important. And she knows that you're sort of, I mean, she's saying carrying the torch, but you're sort of like following in some of her energy or choices or like the way she would look at something. And she's saying that she loves that you're doing for that. It feels like an honoring, but she's also saying that she wasn't always right. And so she's inviting you to kind of loosen up and allow, she's actually saying allow some loose ends. It's funny, she's calling us back to the tying of the shoes.
yeah.
This is really interesting because she's saying sometimes if you can't tie the shoe, just take the lace out. Just take it out.
Okay. Wow.
All right, Mom, what else do you have to share with Michelle? Mhm. So she's also putting like something around your shoulders, it looks like a blanket or a shawl, but it's yeah, she just wants you to know that she's taking care of you from over there. And truly, you aren't alone.
I do feel her.
Yeah. Yeah. She actually said, you better, which was really,
I don't know how I could not feel her. She's always around. So yeah.
that's exactly what she said. She's like, you better. Yeah. Do you have any questions for her or things you want to share with her?
I do have questions, but I don't know if it's appropriate to ask. But just about my sister and I,
I'm going to tell you, this is your time. And so you can ask whatever you're comfortable asking. It's up to you.
so my sister and I discovered that we are half siblings, and so I don't care that she's still my sister. My dad's my dad, and she's struggling with it. But I just wondered, and I have no judgment, like whatever. Like there was a war, I don't care. I love her. It doesn't matter to me.
Mm,
But was she okay? Like
mm,
that must have been really uncomfortable for her in that
mm.
time. And was she okay when all that was going on? I guess was she
Yeah,
all right? I
yeah,
don't even know exactly what it was or who. What it's
yeah,
my business, but
yeah.
was she
So it's really interesting because this is why she brought up the mess of life.
okay? Really?
Like, yeah, like this is why she brought it up because she's saying life doesn't stay in between the lines and life doesn't fit perfectly in the boxes. And she sort of said, you found out my secret is what she just said. And
Oh,
she's actually kind of has a little mischievous grin right now.
yeah,
Okay, so mom, so the question is, how did you manage through it? Were you okay? It's funny because what she's saying is she's okay now, right? And she is saying that ooh, she had a lot of self-judgment.
she
She was
did.
very hard on herself about it.
Yes, she was. I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's actually saying that there's a little bit of that kind of made her be so prim and proper and like appear like she had everything together because she was having this inner battle with herself about that. And she's saying what she knows now is that all of it was fine. And so none of this is any judgment like on your sister or anything, right? But it was the way that she experienced it given the times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, so now she's laughing. Okay. All right. So it's getting a little sensual because she's like, let's just say she was made in love. So she's like, so it feels like whoever she was with, it was absolutely, oh my God, she's like making me get hot right now, honestly. She's saying
Good for mom. All
it was
right.
hot and heavy. Oh yeah. She's saying, different than your dad. She's
Okay.
saying it was a different like kind of love. And she's just saying like hot and fast and heavy. And she's actually saying that it would have never worked. It would have never lasted, but it was absolutely love, but it just a different kind of love. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mom. What else can you share? Um, hmm, she's sorry to your sister. She's doesn't want her to have any negative feelings about it. And now she's actually saying that she regrets keeping it a secret if in doing so she passed any sort of shame onto your sister because she's saying she has nothing to be ashamed of. She's saying that your sister was absolutely a miracle and absolutely a gift. Something about your sister's eyes.
Oh, the most beautiful blue eyes. Yeah.
So she's saying something about her eyes. And she's just saying that when she looked at your sister, she didn't feel ashamed. She was reminded of that beautiful love. And that's actually how she felt when she looked at your sister when
Yeah.
she was small and as she was growing up. And it was only after she had that experience all of these times and felt that love, that then it was followed by her own guilt and her
Mm.
own shame. But when she looked at your sister, all she felt was love.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And so she is really sort of like kind of has her heads in her hands, and kind of, concerned about anything that your sister is harboring because of all of this, because she's saying that was not at all her intention. If she would have ever thought that or known that, she would have absolutely handled things differently. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Does my dad know? I think he does. I think he knows,
Mm.
but I don't know. And maybe I just leave it here and don't talk to him about it. I don't know. But he's older, and if I'm gonna talk to him about it, it's gonna have to be soon. And I don't know what I should do. Should I let it lie?
Okay, so what your mom just said, what she just said, and I don't know what it related to, what part of your question, but she just said, well, now the cat's out of the bag. She just sort of said it. Well, now the cat's out of the bag. I don't know if that's a phrase she would have said, but she just
Yeah.
like, well, now the cat's out of the bag. Hmm. So what she's saying is that it feels like it was nothing they talked about in words.
Okay.
It feels like he knew that there was somebody else, and that then he had reason to believe that your sister was not his.
Okay.
But he said he would not have done anything differently. He would have
Right.
not have loved her any less. He would
Right.
have not provided for her any less. And
Right.
he's almost saying that it's funny because he's coming to me, but he's still there, right?
Yeah.
So she's sort of bringing in his consciousness, like his spirit, even though he's earthbound right now. But he's saying he wouldn't have done anything different. So he's always had this knowing, but he
Mhm.
said there was no point. He said there was no point in digging up old wounds. So it feels like it would be,
Okay.
it feels like it would have been hurtful to him for him and your mom to put it all the cards on the table is what they're saying. It would have made him feel sad. And he said he was better to just kind of leave it as like an unspoken knowing, because for him, and now he's like, for him, he was the man of the family and he would have done everything the same and da 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 da, like nothing was gonna they weren't gonna be a broken family. And so he's like, yeah, everything
Okay.
happened exactly as it was supposed to happen. And he loves, oh, this is so funny. He just said, and this is fascinating because I'm just tapping into his spirit, but he's saying, there's some of me in her too, is what he just said.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a personality or a mannerisms or something, but he's like, I was part of that too.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
does this make
Yeah.
sense to you?
Yes,
And
it
he's
does.
actually kind of like setting the record straight. I'm like, hey, 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 I helped create her as well. And he is taking full ownership for that. And he's
Good.
putting his foot down. Does that make sense?
Good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anything else you would like to share? Your mom just said that's why I loved him.
yeah. Yeah.
She just said that's why I loved him. And you know what? She said, she's sending over the message of she kept herself in her own prison about what she did, but he never did. He never used it against her. He never made her feel bad. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yes, it does.
She's looking at him adoringly and she's like, that's why I loved him.
Yeah.
And it
Oh,
is so deep. It is like making me well up with tears, the emotion that they have between the two
yeah.
of them.
Yeah. Wow.
He
Wow.
just said, I can't wait to see you again. They're literally like having a conversation now.
Well, I hope it's not soon.
Well,
I'm
that's
not
what I
ready
was
for him
just
to go.
I was actually just about to ask you. I was just about to ask how he's doing.
He turned 80 and I think he's okay. He's getting old, so,
Yeah.
he's fairly healthy as far as I know. So hopefully I'll see him in a couple weeks at Christmas, so that's good. And
So
yeah.
what's coming through is that he's just lonely.
He is? Okay.
Yeah. And it might just be this specific connection with your mom that he's just, there's a piece missing.
Yeah. Okay, that makes because he has a wife, and has for a
Yeah.
long time. And but I always felt there was something there, and then they just couldn't live together, right? It just didn't every day it didn't work, but this passion on another level was there. I felt
Mm-hmm.
that. And
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, he misses her though.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of their riff was your mom imprisoning herself because
Oh.
she was acting with so much of this shame inside of her that it made her not her highest version of herself, right?
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I know. It's actually really interwoven. It's like very, very interesting.
Mhm.
Do you have any other questions for her?
Just does she know how much I love her and how much I miss her? I hope.
Mm. She goes, of course. Like she's just like, I don't know. I don't know if this is her, but it's just coming through loud and clear.
Yeah.
She's like, she said she knows everything.
Good.
And again, she's coming back to she knows how hard you're working at things. And she just is coming back with that message again of give yourself some kindness. Give
Okay.
yourself more grace than she gave herself. Give yourself more grace than she tended to give people, and it wasn't because she was unloving, it was just because she was trying to keep it together on the outside as a
Yeah.
way to kind of manage this storm that was going on inside of her, right? Does that
Yeah.
make
I felt
sense?
she had a storm inside of her a
Yeah.
lot, and it just
Yeah.
didn't help her, that was, yeah.
Nope. Nothing. And that's what she's saying is that was, she's saying that was her cross to bear, but it was just no one else, you know, was going to be able to do anything about that.
Yeah. Is it okay if I share this recording with my sister? Is she okay with that?
Oh, interesting. Well, she said absolutely, because she definitely wants your sister to know that she was born and created out of love.
Yeah. Okay. I want
And
her to know that too.
yes, and everything that happened past that and the way that your mom handled everything, she said was really between her and herself, between your mom and your mom.
Yeah.
And she said that was her experience to try to, she's saying that was like the mud puddle she was walking through. And yeah, yeah, really beautiful.
I'm so grateful she came through. She was the one I wanted to talk to
Yeah.
today.
Well, I can't believe that Ruth snuck before her.
I would never think of her at all because I didn't really like her. Because she was mean to my mom, so therefore I did not like her. So you can't be mean to my mom; they just can't. So that's
Well,
pretty wild.
no, I know. I know. Well, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to meet you.
Oh,
Thank you
good.
so much for trusting me and allowing me to meet your family. This is why I love doing what I do because I never know who's going to enter the room, so to speak, and it is such a delight for me to connect you to your loved ones and help you hear their messages of love and support for you. So,
Well, thank
thank you
you
so
so
much,
much,
Michelle.
Kalina. I appreciate you very much. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thanks. You as well. Bye now.
Thanks. Bye bye.